Coming up, it's week 2 of the National.
The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. On the return, Tremont Smith. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Texans ready to take over here on offense, and it's Deshaun Watson at the controls in his 5th season now in the NFL.
Another tremendous year in 2020 where he led the NFL with 4,823 passing yards. And remember, that was in the year after DeAndre Hopkins was traded to Arizona. Also had 33 touchdown passes against only 7 interceptions. A dynamic performer.
And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Sacked there by Jadeveon Clowney. If they have any thoughts of coming in here and getting this road victory, that's not the way to start it out on the first play of the game.
Yeah, one thing you always say when you go on the road, take the crowd out of the game. They actually brought the crowd into it by permitting that sack right out of the gate.
Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Another try after the first down sack. Watson toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. Here's Watson. That's caught by his tight end, Jordan Akins. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. And Deshaun Watson, when you think about the toughest quarterbacks in the league to game plan against, he's got to be in your top 5, does he not?
And when you talk about game planning, putting him in the top 5, that's an easy call because he can make every throw. That's not an issue at all. He has great touch delivering the football, but that mobility, that added dimension, when he escapes the pocket and those receivers find their way open, short, medium, and long, he finds the right guy. And last but not least, his toughness. He can stand in the pocket, take a hit, and deliver.
Again, it's Watson. That's complete to the tight end, Akins. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long. Here's Watson. He gets it to James White. And he will get this to the midfield stripe, but that's not going to be enough. He's a few yards short. Without the previous penalty, that would have been a first down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
So on 4th down, here's Chris Jones to punt it away. Back deep, Jarvis Landry. Yeah, this is away, and I don't think Landry will get a chance to return here. And this one goes angling out of bounds, and it will be spotted inside the 30-yard line. And for the first time, here comes the Cleveland Browns offense, quarterbacked by Baker Mayfield, 4th-year man from Oklahoma.
Coming off of a loss their last time out, I think he's just seeking to make a bigger impact on the game. He threw a touchdown pass, didn't throw an interception. I think he just wants to jump those numbers up in terms of flinging it around and letting his receivers get into the end zone.
And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
And that's exactly what offenses try to avoid by using motion and throwing different formations up. They hate when he can draw a bead on the play, get a running start, and make a big play behind the line of scrimmage as he did just there.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. From the gun, Mayfield. That's into the hands of Donovan Peoples-Jones. A first carry now for Nick Chubb. And he's got the first, but we also have a flag on the field. And they're already walking backwards. And they get Jack Conklin there, the right tackle. On third down, Mayfield. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. On fourth down, on is Dustin Colquitt to kick this away. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. Here's Smith to return it. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. So now we get set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Second and 12. A shotgun snap for Watson. That's complete. It's Collins. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. To throw is Watson. He's got it to Collins, complete. And he is going to have a Texans 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
They run the option here on 1st and 10. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. And this, I mean, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that, and here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ball game, and all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Watson now to throw. He's got his man. It's White. Touchdown, Houston. James White, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Texans have taken the early lead. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Ryan Switzer on the return. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're in.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Eric Reed. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Houston's offense taking over again.
Well, these guys hardly got a chance to catch their breath after the quick turnover, but I doubt they're complaining much.
Especially with the field position they get to start with. I wouldn't be complaining either. I'd want to get right back out there and get after them, because now you have an opportunity to make a big play. I'd say let's be aggressive and go after him.
Finding room to the 20, and he's all the way down to the 13-yard line.
Come on now. Well, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Now a give to White. And power running here down to the 6-yard line. The numbers for White a week ago: 19 carries, 58 yards, and a score.
And to me, the goal is the exact same thing as last week. Get him the ball early and often. I think he's got another big game in him in this one.
A good run got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. Now Watson. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. The number 1 pick, Myles Garrett, coming in to drop him.
Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack.
And it appears that this was just a letdown from the offensive line, but they do have a tough job, because if you're a big tackle out there on the perimeter, sometimes you don't have the agility to keep up with the defensive end who's looking to wreak havoc in the backfield, and he got there and put his man on the ground.
Now it's Watson, and this is going to be incomplete. 4th down, off goes Watson. On comes Texan kicker Ka'imi Fairbairn for the field goal. Fairbairn able to put this one through. And the lead moves to 10-zip.
So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice one for them. They forced the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
There's Baker Mayfield as he and the Browns offense comes back out. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. Well, let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense.
A check on the numbers for Chubb from a week ago. Pretty good, as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers, because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s.
Mayfield's throw pulled in by Schwartz.
And a loose football. And the Texans say they have it. They do.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Out comes a Houston offense as they get set to take over here. They're looking sharp, out early to a 10-zip lead and looking for more as they've got it 1st and 10. Following the fumble recovery, Watson. And he's got Amendola on the connection.
You got him! You got him!
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the Browns' 36-yard line.
10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. Texans football to start quarter 2 as they've got it with a 2nd and 4 coming up. Back to throw, Watson. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Browns. The 30, 20, 10. And they will finally put it into the return, but not until he takes it back all the way inside the 10-yard line. And how about the big boy showing off the wheels?
Let's face it, anybody who watches a game, even if it goes against your team, when there's a big man with the football, everyone locks in.
All eyes.
Everyone locks in, and the rumbling, you can feel it all the way to the upper reaches of the stands.
A first red zone opportunity for the Browns thus far. This is 1st and goal from about the 8. Mayfield now after the fumble recovery. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. It'll go as nearly a loss of 10 on 1st and goal. So a disaster there. It goes as a 9-yard loss on the sand.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Mayfield gives this one to Hunt, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long.
Sometimes I think these defensive tackles get a little bit of a bum rap. We just see them as big guys that eat up blockers for others to make tackles. Oftentimes they're quicker than they get credit for. And this time he uses quickness to make a play.
Interested to see what they dial up here. 3rd and goal with a lot of green between them and the end zone.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And this pass broken up.
Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
In the red zone, precision is the watchword. If the throw's a little too early, too late, maybe off a little bit, going to be a good chance that any attempt is going to be a contested one, and that one falls incomplete.
So now the Browns will turn it over to their field goal unit here. From the right hash, it's a 35-yard attempt. The kick by Lambo is good. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So not sure how they feel about that. They had golden field position to start the drive after the fumble recovery, but they went backward and then got 3.
Well, let's go from gold to silver, because the silver lining is they got the 3, right? You were talking about the golden field position. They didn't take advantage of it. That has to feel like a letdown.
You always stand ready to pounce. Always. Deshaun Watson making his way back out. The focus of our player spotlight. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well. But the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with their quarterback on the ground so much.
He'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Watson. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line.
I thought that Brandon Cooks took over the #1 role for the Texans after DeAndre Hopkins was shipped to Arizona, and he wound up with a team-leading 81 catches in 2020, his most since 2015.
Now a pass dropped off here for James White. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. On a handoff, it's White. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. The Texans on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Out of the gun, Watson. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Here's Chris Jones now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return, and the Browns will take over 1st and 10.
With the football going back over now to the Cleveland Browns.
They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. They'll start with Hunt on the ground. Up past the 25 to the 26, a gain of 5.
Working with 2nd and 5 now.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. He's going to dump this off to his running back, Hunt. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And just like that, it's 3rd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
It's caught over the middle, Hooper.
And he is going to have a Browns 1st down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. To throw, Mayfield. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Texans say they have it. They do. Pick it up. Defense, they were swarming that time and ultimately got to him before he could get rid of the football and knocked it free.
And don't you feel just a little bit of sympathy for him back there, though? So much going on, so much swirling around. He's trying to find someone downfield. He's trying to move around to find an open target. Sometimes you forget the number one thing, take care of the football.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Following the fumble recovery, Watson under pressure, and he'll go down back at the 26-yard line. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down.
A CD, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
And this came from the interior of the defensive line, and these guys, they're normally anchors of that spot, and they don't often get clear shots at the quarterback. But in this case, he got past the center and the guard in no time and got there to make the play.
Looking middle, and it's incomplete. The Texans on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Back to throw, Watson. And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline and brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
Well, I was watching him in warm-ups, and he hit a 62-yarder that hit the crossbar and went over. This one a little bit inside of that, but not enough leg.
And the difference is what?
Well, your live conditions, right?
Live conditions, game conditions are a whole lot different than practice, where you just pop it up there, no rush, no pressure. I think maybe that takes a couple yards away from you when you have to do it when it's real.
2 sides to every coin. This is the bad side of missing the 58-yarder. Now they start at the 48. A 1st down throw for Mayfield. And finding the tight end, Hooper. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this 2nd week of the regular season. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Gets this to Kareem Hunt, his running back. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down. Here's Dustin Colquitt now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here, as this is toward the sideline.
We play to win. Let's go.
Now Deshaun Watson and his offense heading back out there. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. Right
under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up second.
I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. They will run with White out of the shotgun. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
Here's Chris Jones now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. We'll call that a 43-yard punt, 2 on return, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Baker Mayfield leads the offense out for their next possession. He's got to dig deep here, doesn't he? Team's losing. He's not playing well either.
And they always tell you, don't press. You'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far, he's thrown 1 interception. He wants to balance that off with at least 1 touchdown pass in order to get his team back moving forward.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Mayfield. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. Mayfield with it once more. And he comes back with 1 complete. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for 1 more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. So we have reached halftime here. It's the visitors, the Texans, out in front. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll start up at TIAA Stadium in Jacksonville. And a touchdown separating these two as they've gone to halftime. Tim Patrick, a touchdown catch in that first half. From there, it's off to North Carolina to check on the Panthers at home in Charlotte. And for the moment, they trail the visiting Saints in that one. Alvin Kamara, over 100 yards on the afternoon thus far with a touchdown run as well. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats for the Texans in that first half. And it was a tricky half to figure out numbers-wise. They've got the lead, but you'd figure they're definitely talking about ways to get this passing game back on track. Meanwhile, for the Browns, they too have found passing lanes to be hard to come by so far. As you see by the numbers, they'll need to figure that out in the second half.
Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. And no run back here as the third quarter will commence with a touchback. Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. It's been a tight game to this point. What do they need to do, Charles, to break through in the second half and take the lead?
Well, I think the first thing they need to do is thank their defense for keeping them in this game. And, I think the defense is saying back to them, why don't you guys focus on getting some first downs, put some drives together, give us a little bit of a break here. If we can get some rest, we'll play even better for you. And, oh, by the way, pay off a few of those drives with some points, too.
To throw again on second down. Mayfield. He's got Hooper on the short connection.
And in his second year in Cleveland after playing Atlanta, Austin Hooper always does all he can to build some rapport with his quarterback. He did it with Baker Mayfield last year. Expects it to continue to rise here in 2021.
A gain of 6 there on first. Going to the air again with Mayfield.
That's complete to Peoples-Jones.
And he'll go out of bounds finally at the 7. A big play that time for Cleveland.
Well, fair to say that when you're looking at guys that can run like the wind, you often find them at the wide receiver position, and that was special there.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
Now Mayfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. They'll try again here from the 7 on second and goal. From the gun, Mayfield. He'll go again for Landry, and this one's complete. That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a third and goal. Here's Mayfield. And he's got his tight end. It's Hooper for the Browns touchdown. Austin Hooper, his second touchdown on the season. And the Browns are within an extra point of tying this thing up.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury. And it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run. He finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
Josh Lambo now for the point after. And he'll put it through, and that evens us up at 10 apiece. So the drive winds up going 75 yards in 7 plays. And it's capped off by the Browns touchdown. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. Here's Smith to return it. And he's going to get this across the 20 as he's out of bounds at the 23. So here's the Texans offense now. They get set to start this third quarter.
Their halftime lead now evaporated. We're back to level following that touchdown a moment ago.
And that shouldn't change the mindset a whole lot from an offensive perspective, because they already knew this was going to be a hard-fought game. Now they just need to go out, execute their game plan, and keep moving.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. 3 yards the gain there, second down.
Well, sometimes it's hard to take your eyes off this guy at the linebacker position. He can really cover some ground, and he did there to make that play.
And I think really good defenders can sniff out those screen passes, just something that they can feel, something that they can sense about how the quarterback drops back or how the lineman is just a little slow to block the oncoming rushers. He read it perfectly, got in there, and made the play.
And the next-gen stats, they tell the story as he was approaching 19 miles an hour on that one.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Throwing on third down, Watson. This is White on the screen. And
And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. The screen good for 6, but it's not enough as it leads to a 4th down.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play, because if you get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that, that's a win for that play.
Here's Chris Jones now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. All right, gearing up for another drive here. Austin Hooper trots back out. And partner, the defense, they were keyed in on him early, but his talent shining through as of late.
I like what you said about keyed in, because it all started in their first meeting of game planning for this game, where they went over things with their team and said, all right, this is the guy we have to take out of the game. Make sure you get enough coverage on him, all the different defenses. Sometimes you run everything you've got in the first half, and they adjust in the second half and start to play better.
A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
From the 25 on 2nd down, Mayfield dumps this to his running back, Chubb. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down. Throwing, Mayfield. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Jonathan Grenard able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Here's Dustin Colquitt now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. Looking to throw. Watson. Throw complete right side to Cooks. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and short. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Picked by the rookie Greg Newsome. And the Browns are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. Why do you go out and spend a 1st-round pick on a defensive back? Plays like that. The rookie gets his 1st interception.
Exactly right. And you're trying to limit the number of plays and offense runs. You're trying to limit the number of possessions they have. And he was a guy that I targeted coming out of college and rated very highly for his playmaking skills on defense.
And now he has his 1st career interception. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Following the interception, Mayfield firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
3rd quarter, all tied up. This is 2nd and 10. Mayfield to throw it. Got an open man. It's Schwartz. And some room to work. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Anthony Schwartz with his 1st career NFL touchdown. And the Browns have taken the lead. Well, this offense only mustered 3 points in the first half on that field goal. They picked up the pace now. 2 third-quarter touchdowns.
Hey, you remember that appearance we had last week in front of that crowd, and they asked about halftime adjustments and all that was going on. And remember what I said. It's not always an adjustment at halftime. Sometimes just remembering the game plan and playing better, tuning it up and just working through it methodically. They got it done in this case.
Of course, I'll always remember that appearance because I had on a brown belt with black shoes, and you pointed that out in front of the crowd. So thanks for that.
I said that out loud?
You did.
Yeah. my bad.
And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away.
On the return, here comes Smith out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
Deshaun Watson of the Texans offense trot back out there. He'll be kind of looking to erase the first part of this third quarter from his memory partner.
I think he, above all, was upset that they actually got to halftime. Because you saw him in the first half. He was really sharp.
And they had the lead.
Had the lead. Everything was going well. And
under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes.
Malik McDowell in there with pressure yet again. That is the 7th time that they have dropped him here this afternoon.
You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped.
Let's go.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. First down, here's White.
And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
Here's Watson. Out to the left, he's got his tight end, Akins. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
To throw is Watson. And that is incomplete. Here's Chris Jones now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. A 40-yard punt, no return, and possession will switch hands. 1st and 10. So here are the Browns to take over. They were losers to Kansas City a week ago, but they are out in front right now. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at their own 21. Mayfield knocks this forward. It's a jet sweep. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24.
Has a nice job there defensively being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we're back now here in Cleveland. It's the Browns football, and they've got the lead here as we start quarter number 4. Meanwhile, Mayfield's throw into the hands of Peoples-Jones. The Browns on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
I think it's pretty easy to say this is a ginormous 3rd down opportunity here for the defense. And I'm just going to tell you, Brandon, from my experiences, what you're saying in the huddle to each other is all the right things. Read your keys. Do your job. But the biggest one, you don't have to do more. Just do what you can do, and you can make this play.
Here's Dustin Colquitt now as he's on to punt for Cleveland. It'll be a net of 40 yards there following a 43-yard punt, 3-yard return. And here comes the Texans now. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
3 yards the gain there, second down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. The Texans on third down. Not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. And this one is incomplete. Here's Chris Jones now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. So a change of possession here on the punt. The Browns offense heading back out to take possession. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at their own 26. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Austin Hooper. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Browns use the big play to extend their 4th quarter lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And the lead now up to 14. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra-quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just one play resulting in the touchdown. Here's Smith to return it. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there, called it the 26. Houston set to take over. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked so well, and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area. And a lot of times, these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And they're going to have a 3rd down. From the gun, here's Watson. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Jadeveon Clowney able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Well, here's where having mobility sometimes can work against you as a quarterback. He thinks he can retreat and outrun the pressure. But that time, they zeroed in on him and took him down for a big loss, partner.
A really big loss. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Desperation time. Watson on 4th down. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The Texans tried it, but they come up empty here on 4th. And boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. Ready to take over again on offense. Out comes Cleveland. They can thank their defense for another stop, and now look at the score, where they've got the football. They're looking pretty good.
They're looking excellent because now you're thinking to yourself, let's just take some time off the clock, work it down, And, of course, you put another touchdown on the board, you can pretty much say bye-bye to this one.
Play calling here can be a little bit more conservative because of the lead.
A little bit more conservative. The biggest thing, everyone understands how to get the ball downfield and how to stay in bounds and make sure the clock keeps running.
The Browns on third down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. They're up against a 3rd-and-1 situation. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Donovan Peoples-Jones, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Browns have pretty well put it away here in the 4th quarter. This offense certainly looking a lot more comfortable here at home. They lost last week in the opener on the road, but there's something about that home opener makes you feel more settled.
Yeah, I wish we could quantify it, too, because you're playing the same game.
And now, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed, and I think they're going to take an extra long look at this one. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How is the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Point after by Lambo, up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. The football going back over now to the Houston Texans. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
On 1st and 10, Watson. And that's complete to Cooks. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. From just shy of midfield, Watson. It's caught outright, Amendola. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A big play that time on the catch and run. Certainly worth noting he's now 1 catch away from 600. He's at 599 in his career. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Again, it's Watson. He'll get that out to the flat to White. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Throwing again on 2nd down. Watson. That's complete to the tight end, Akins. And the Texans are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and goal as they look to punch in a late score. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Danny Amendola there to make the grab. And the Texans have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
And that touchdown puts us in a position to have a discussion, doesn't it? Now it'll be a 2-score game after the conversion.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt with a 2-score game they're going to have to onside kick it. We'll just see if they've got a miracle up their sleeve.
And you wonder what onside kicks they're going to use and in what sequence if they hope to have a chance to win this game.
Fairbairn now to add the extra point. And the lead will be cut down to 14.
So the drive there took 6 plays, and the result, a Houston touchdown. Two scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the Browns are able to cover this one up. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And he'll bring this one inside the 35. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On 3rd down, it's Nick Chubb. Now a timeout called for by the defense, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. And they will take a knee here. 2nd and 11. Chubb on the counter. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Down to one knee goes Mayfield, and that's all she wrote. And, well, they could just run this clock out, but here is the field goal unit on 4th down. This to make it a 3-score game late. And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these 2 teams meet. But until then, this game's over. So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second